Hi everyone, my name is Avnis and in this video we will understand the project overview. So what projects we are working on. So first of all I'll give you the context. So there is you can say we have online shopping website. Okay. So we have online shopping website. So you also know that each website requires some database to store information. So it will have some database to store information. What sort of information this database will contain? It will have users details, then your product details, then your customer. Customer is nothing but users only. Then it can have like employee details. It can also have like offer details. It can also have like sales detail. So there can be lots of information that is available in our database. And company want to analyze this their like business, how it is going in the market, maybe which product is getting sold in which area of the country, or in which region or particular product is getting sold in at what time, maybe in month of December or November. So it depends, there are like lots of scenarios based on which a company sales may get affected. So what like company owners want, like what they want to analyze the purchasing behavior and sales informations, the user activity on their websites, what sort of product they are purchasing. Okay, so basically they want to do complete analysis on your data, like on their database. But as you know that this is an online web shopping website, so people are interacting with this website every time. So you can't run your analytical query directly to this database. And also this database is definitely designed for OLTP purpose, online transactional processing. This database is designed for OLTP, that is online transactional processing. That means it is very efficient for CRUD operation, like creating record, updating record, or deleting records. But and it can handle like requests also, like lots of requests at the same time. But it is not good for analysis. Most of the time analytical query involves like group by, average, mean, max, those kind of stuff, and those things is actually not optimized for this database. For them there is a different solution, that is data warehouse. You might have heard this term, data warehouse. What data warehouse is? It's a OLAP. The meaning of OLAP is online analytical processing. That means if you have data here, that can, like, this data warehouse is specifically designed for this purpose only, like OLAP, online analytical processing. So you can run your query related to analytics. Here you can run your query related to transaction, like purchasing order, canceling order, those kind of things. I hope you got the at least key difference between data warehouse and database. Now this is the database which is getting used by the website. That means data is right now available into this database, not in data warehouse. Now as we are data engineer, it's our task, like data engineering team. Okay, company has assigned a new project. Let's say this is a team, data engineer team. What they want, they have assigned this project, like they are planning to build an data warehouse so that they can analyze the data. So this data engineering team is responsible to move every day like activity of the users, their sales, everything to this data warehouse. They want to move it. So this data engineer team is going to build one pipeline that is also known as ETL. The meaning of ETL is extract, transform, and then load. From where we have to extract the data? extraction will be done from OLTP database. In our case, we will be using MySQL. So let me write MySQL. Okay, so we'll be using MySQL database. Data warehouse, right now we are not planning to build this one in this project. Instead, we will try to move this data directly into some cloud storage, and from there another data engineer team, they might be like taking those data and then try to create this data warehouse solution. So our task is to move this like MySQL daily activity daily records to Azure Blob Storage. The reason is why we are moving into Azure Blob Storage, because if I will, let's say we will build a data warehouse solution, we have capabilities, we'll build it, so we'll directly move data to data warehouse. The problem with this is that tomorrow maybe tomorrow there can be a requirement where data scientists may be hired and they wanted to create some models for sales forecasting, for customer segmentation, okay, for customer churning. So those kinds of requirement may arrive. So that means again they need data. So either they have to connect this data warehouse, but this data warehouse is completely, let's say, it's not accessible to them. So they will always come to you and they will ask you like, give us data. So it's better to export your data to Azure Blob Storage. So you'll keep on exporting your data to Azure Blob Storage. Tomorrow if some other like team is coming and they need your data is available in Azure Blob Storage. They can use your data, they can build their data warehouses, and they can build their machine learning models, they can run their analytical queries. Okay, so what we will be doing, we will be moving this transactional database records to Azure Blob Storage, and from Azure Blob Storage, whosoever is interested in the data, they will take the data, they will create their solution. Maybe someone is interested in creating dashboard. What they will do, they will take the data from Azure Blob Storage, they will move it to the data warehouse, and they can use some like dashboarding tools, and they can create a dashboard and they can present their insights. So this can be used. So I hope you got the like pictures like what we are building here. So this is what we will be building. So we will be having a MySQL database. We'll try to move data to Azure Blob Storage. So that's the point. And reason also you understood. Okay, this is the project what we will be building. So now let's try to understand like how we can design this pipeline. See, either you can write Python script to read data from MySQL and export it to the Azure Blob Storage, or you can write some like store procedures in MySQL and run those store procedures, create some files, or maybe you can try to create some other like there are so many tools basically to design. But nowadays you might have heard this service in Azure Data Factory. What it is actually, Azure Data Factory is an ETL service, managed ETL service, and it helps us to accomplish this requirement very easily. You don't have to do the deployment, like deployment wise also it is a lot easier. Connecting to data sources, exporting to data, there are so many connectors and activities are available in Azure Data Factory. It is really going to speed up our development time. It's like we don't have to maintain server from our side, everything will be taken care by Azure Data Factory. It's serverless. Okay, sorry, it is not serverless, but it is managed service. So you don't have to manage the infrastructure. It will be like whenever you run your pipeline, it is going to give you the infrastructure and you will be able to run the pipeline, and you only need to pay the time at which your code is running. That's the added advantage. So we will be having cost saving also. So we will be using Azure Data Factory. I'll give a little bit more overview on the Azure Data Factory in the next video. Hi everyone, my name is Avnish, and in this video we will discuss about Azure Data Factory. In previous videos I have given you overview like what we are building. So you know that we have this MySQL database using ADF. We are building a pipeline to export our data to Azure Blob Storage. This is what we are building. Now before we start the building project, I want to give you an overview of Azure Data Factory. So what is Azure Data Factory? So it is a cloud-based ETL service for scale out, serverless, and data integration and data transformation service. The meaning is quite simple. It's a cloud ETL service. That means it is available in the cloud. Okay. So you can have this like just like we used to get machine like virtual machine. Similarly, Azure Data Factory is a service where you can build your ETL pipeline. Scale out serverless, like it can scale like based on the need. You can have more than one node, two node, three node, four node. Basically you can like scale your machine size. So that's why it is called as scale out. Serverless means that you do not explicitly from your side to like write code for the scaling. So that means this is a serverless, will be taken care by the cloud provider. You don't have to worry about that. You just fill out the form like I want up to 50 machines, it is going to provide you. So that's why scale out serverless. Data integration means there are so many connectors in Azure Data Factory. You can connect with Azure MySQL database, even on-premises database also you can connect and you can export data. Data transformation, there are rich transformation available already there. So you can use those transformation, you can apply those transformation in your data to transform your data. That's why it is also called as data transformation. So I hope you understood the definition about Azure Data Factory. So Azure Data Factory is nothing but it's a cloud ETL service for scale out, serverless, data integration and data transformation. Okay. Now what we will be able to do with the Azure Data Factory. So it is a cloud-based ETL tool that is clear. Okay, data integration service that allow you to create data-driven workflows for orchestrating data movement and transforming data at scale. So the line is self-explanatory. You can understand like we are moving data from MySQL to Azure Blob Storage. That is what it is saying. Data movement. And when we will move the data, if there is need of any transformation, we can definitely write those transformation in ADF. So this is like data movement, transformation, data at scale. Scalability wise, you don't have to worry about it. Will take care it like this Azure Data Factory is going to take care. So this is going to happen in scaling. Okay, so like scale wise, like you don't have to worry about anything. Orchestrating, like you can just design your workflow like from where to take the data, what transformations to apply, and then where to store the data. So that is like data driven workflow. And for orchestrating data movement and transforming data at scale, so basically it's nothing but it's the same thing. Like you will be able to create a workflow. That workflow you can run it, and you can move your data from one point to another point, like one from one data source to another data sink. So this is all possible with Azure Data Factory. Now I think you got the like idea about Azure Data Factory. Now why Azure Data Factory? I think it is also clear because big data, big data requires services that can orchestrate and operationalize process to refine these enormous store of raw data into actionable business insights. So this data that we are right now reading from the MySQL and exporting into the Azure Blob Storage. From Azure Blob Storage, we can use Azure Data Factory again. Azure Data Factory also provide lots of big data tools within that as activity which you can use to analyze your data to create insights. So these things are possible. And Azure Data Factory is managed cloud service that built for complex hybrid ETL and data integration. The meaning of complex hybrid ETL is that you can have some databases available in cloud. You can also have some database that is available in your on-premises. So you can also connect with those databases. So that's why it is called as complex hybrid, that you can have pipeline that is dependent on data sources that might be available in cloud, might not be available in the cloud. Maybe it is available in your on-premise. So this is also possible. So it is, you will be able to do it. It's not like that you only need to have your everything in cloud. So if you have something that is outside of your cloud in your like office premises, that is also fine. You will be able to connect it. I hope this video has given you a complete overview on Azure Data Factory. So from the next video, we'll go to the Azure Data Factory portal, and we will create one repo in Azure DevOps. One more thing that I left to mention. See, we will be having Azure DevOps for CI/CD. Now the meaning of what really means of CI/CD. So whenever we will be building this data pipeline workflows in Azure Data Factory, those things will try to integrate or save it using VCS. CI/CD. So CI means continuous integration. So as soon as we will create some workflow, we will be able to save those workflow into VCS. VCS is nothing but version control system. You might have heard this term Git and GitHub. GitHub is like central repo to maintain your source code on cloud. You can say that. In our case, we will not use Azure like GitHub. We will use Azure DevOps, and you in the real time, like people do the development in development environment. Then might they will have some intermediate like staging environment, and then they will have like final production environment. So this will be like usual way, like where development environment people will be writing code. In staging environment they will be testing whether it is working or not. Before that also there are some companies which follow acceptance testing, AT. Okay, so this kind of stage environment, so where we will do the development, we'll test it whether it is working or not. Once it is done, we'll move it to the staging area, we'll again test this. In acceptance testing we can move it, and we can connect with user if they are comfortable, and if they think it is fine, then we can finally move it to the production. So there will be like several stages, and these things we will try to maintain through release management. Release management, it is again available in Azure DevOps. So we will see how we are going to implement this thing. So we will also use Azure DevOps for CI/CD, for control, like for version control, we'll use Azure DevOps, and for release management also we will be using Azure DevOps. So we are using these two services, Azure Data Factory and Azure DevOps, for building our pipeline. And our data sources MySQL, data sources MySQL, and data sync is Azure Blob Storage. Data sync is Azure Blob Storage. I hope you got the clear picture what tools we will be using, from where we have to fetch the data, and for which purpose which tool we are using. So this is going to give you, I hope this video has given you complete overview. So from very next video we'll start implementing. So first of all, as if you are going through this video, I believe that you don't have any online websites, and also you don't have any database, MySQL database available. So we have to create first MySQL database, and then also create some records, create sample database within that. So we will start from like launching MySQL database, and we will also load some data as sample. So this is what we will be doing, because we need to like create our data source. Then we'll build our ETL pipeline, data sync. So after pipeline run, data sync will be already built. Hi everyone, my name is Avnis, and in this video we are going to create resource group for each environment, development, staging, as well as production. So first of all, we will go to the Azure portal. So search portal.azure.com. So this is our Azure portal. So first of all, in this video we have to create resource group. There are so many resource groups already available, but we are going to create some resource group based on our need. So to create a resource group, we'll click on create button. Now it is going to ask you the subscription, which subscription you want to use. If you have more than one subscription, it will be visible there. So right now in my case I have only one subscription, that is Project Neural. And resource group will be any name you can give. Information wise, you can see all resource group is collection of resources that share the same lifecycle, permission, and policies. So like everything that we will be creating inside development environment, we'll try to keep it in this. So I'll give name as rg-dev. That means resource group for development environment. Location you can choose. So right now I'm in India, so according to that I'll choose the region US, something related to Mumbai or South. Yeah, I'll choose South India. Now, a resource group, what the resource group is, if you don't have any idea on that, so you can just read that a container that holds related resources for an Azure solution. So we are building an Azure solution. So all the resources that we will create in Azure, it's just like a logical container. It's just going to like contain everything related to this. And if you want to delete everything related to resource group development environment, you can simply delete this resource group. Everything within that will be deleted. So that's how we will be managing. Click on next, that is tag. So tag wise you can just write environment. What environment it is? It is a development environment. Now let's click on next. So this is going for validation. If everything is fine, validation pass, we can click on create button. So this is going to create a resource group, and you can see that we have now resource group dev. Similarly, we will also create resource group staging. Okay, so RG stage, location India, same, next, environment, staging, next, we'll click on create. So we have created these two group, but I'll just quickly rename it if possible. Okay, fine, no problem. And now we will create one more resource, that is resource group prod. This is going to be production resource group. Next, environment, production. Click next. We will click on create. So we have created all the required resource group. So we have RG dev, RG prod, and RG stage. Now with this we are done with creating resource group. In next video we will see how we can create MySQL server. Hi everyone, my name is Donis, and in this video we will create MySQL server database. So to create MySQL server database, like search for like portal.azure.com. In the URL you'll get to the dashboard of Azure. Search for MySQL, then choose Azure database for MySQL. Make sure that you are selecting MySQL server. Then we'll click on create. Okay, now how do you plan to use this service? So it's simple. We'll click on create. Now it is going to ask for the name. Resource group we will be using dev. Within dev only we are creating this database. Now it is also asking for server name. Server name is, I'll just use the server name as shopping's database server. We'll choose the location to India, South India. It is not allowed. The Southeast Asia is fine. MySQL version is fine. We are doing for the development. Everything's as it is. Okay, username and password will set. Make sure that you are following all the instruction. We have given some admin username and password. Click on next. Networking wise, public access fine. Allow public access from anywhere. We wanted to add this thing into the rules. Next, security wise, we don't want to do anything. Tagging wise also we don't want to do anything. Okay, now it is going for the validations. It is past this validation. Okay, it is still giving option like this will be our estimated cost, 1707 rupees. We'll see if we can minimize it. It's not possible, so we'll go with the default. I will click on create. So within some time my MySQL database will be created. A deployment is under progress. So we have created one database into RGDev. Similarly, we also have to replicate same for RG, stage as well as prod. Okay, it is right now the resource is getting created, accepted, operation details. You can see what's happening. So we will wait for some time until this database is not provisioned successfully. Okay, anyhow, if it will be completed, we will be able to see the status progress that's going on. So, but whenever you want to search for your any like resources that you have created, you can just go to the resource group and you can select your resource group. So we have created into the div. So this is environment development. Okay, one deploying right now. You can see that. We have just created MySQL database. It is going to take some time. So let's see the progress is still going on because database operation is like we are deploying data. It is going to take some time. So in meanwhile, like I am planning to load some data. So in the next video, what we will discuss like what kind of tables we are going to create into this database, and we also need to insert the record just to replicate that we have this online shopping websites. So we'll create those tables. We will also try to insert the records. Those things we will do in the next video. So in this video, we'll just see if this database is getting created successfully or not. So it is still taking time. Okay, I am going to expect that this database will complete successful. I'm pausing this video. See you in the next video. Hi everyone, my MySQL database has been created. So let's search for MySQL database. So first of all, we'll go to the resource group. We have created one MySQL database within RGDev. So let's go to the MySQL database. We are into the MySQL database. Now we'll connect with the MySQL database. To connect with MySQL database, you can click on connect. And there are so many ways how we can connect to the MySQL database. There are multiple ways. So we will connect through the browser. So we'll click on that. This is the command that we have to run in the cell. I'll just copy it, and then using this icon you can launch cell. Will open in the larger screen. I'll just paste it and we'll hit enter. Now we can see that we have connected to MySQL database. If you want to check databases, you can check show databases. So you can say that we are able to successfully create database and we are able to query the database. So with this, we are done with like testing our MySQL database. It is working fine. In next video, we will upload the simple database and we'll start working on. Hi everyone, welcome again. My name is Onis, and in this video, we will create sample records. So will use this cell, but before we can use this cell, I will just copy the command that can be used to import the data. So you can see that there are so many commands: import and export the data. To import the data, like run is restore with MySQL command. So it's quite simple. This is how you can restore any data. So I'll go to that. Sorry, we'll open cell. I'll open in the full screen. Okay, so first of all, we need some SQL script. So that script I have already prepared and saved it into the desktop. This script you will find into the resource section. Okay, let me upload this file. Upload desktop shopping.sql. The file has been uploaded. I can just run plus command. You can see that there is file name as shopping.sql. I'll paste the command that I have copied. File name is shopping.sql. Okay, it is saying okay. I have entered wrong password. Let me try once again. Again, sorry, wrong password. Okay, it got executed. Let's connect with the MySQL. So to connect with MySQL, it's quite simple. Again, we'll copy the command, connect from your app. Yeah, well, let's connect locally. Copy this command. We'll run the cell again. I'll just write so databases. So databases. So we've created one more database name as classical. So use classic models. Use classic models. So we are into the classic models. Now so tables, we'll see how many tables are there. So we have this many tables on which we are going to work, like export management, customers, employees, office, order details. So you can also see these tables columns. So if you want, let's see the customer details, select star from customers limit 5, let's say. You can see that we are able to see the records. Now we have loaded the data into our database, and the database is this one. Okay, so we have this many database. So like there is employee table, employee belongs to office, so we also have this office table. Then there is customer table, customer makes orders, then orders has some details, order is related to some product, and each product is related to some product lines, and customers make the payment for order. So this is how these tables are related. So this is our online shopping website database. This data we need to export to the Azure Blob Storage. I'll share these pictures also, don't worry about that. But just see, like you can just quickly see that these are the details. So like let's say we have this customer numbers. There's so many details are there. You will get to know. Or like I'll explore, like we will start building the ETL pipeline from the very next video. I think we are done with the loading data. Hi everyone, my name is Avnish, and in this video we will set up Azure Data Factory. So in our RG dev, we'll create Azure Data Factory. So let's create this Azure Data Factory. So we go to the RG, we'll click on create. What we want to create? We wanted to create Azure Data Factory. Okay, sorry, Data Factory. Just search for Data Factory. Okay, now we can click on create button. So it is going to ask you the resource group. It's in the development environment we have to create. Name, we can write Azure Data Factory dev. This is already taken. I'll write iNeuron. Okay, so Azure Data Factory development iNeuron. Let's click on next. Git configuration. It is going to ask for the Git configuration. So configure Git later, no problem. Okay, review back. Basics. Okay, reason I'll choose South India if it is there. Right, next. Environment, development. Next. Validation pass successful. Let's click on create button. So within some times, this Azure Data Factories will be created. See you in the next video where we will see the data factory and we'll try to configure Azure DevOps for VCS. Okay, it got created. Let's go to that. Go to the resources. This is Azure Data Factory. Click on Launch Studio. It is launching Azure Data Factory Studio. This is how it will look like. This is normal your Azure Data Factory Studio. So this is your home, author, monitor, manage, learning centers. In author, we will be building pipelines for moving data from Azure MySQL to Azure Blob Storage. As of now, you can see that set up a code repository. It is not yet set up. So before we can set up the repo, we have to like open dev.azure.com. So you need to have an account on Azure DevOps. So if you don't have, please create the account. So this is azure.com. This is iNeuron Cloud, and the name of the project I'll write Azure Data Factory Pipeline. We'll keep it private. We'll click on create project. In advanced option, it is version control. It is asking for which one you want to choose. We'll go with the Git. Let's click on the create project. So within some times this ADF pipeline will be created. You can see that we have just created one project, and there are like dashboard also. We can create, like there is Azure DOS board. This is a board, normal board. So normally what we want to do, we can create. So let's say what we are doing, configuring Git with ADF in development environment. So this is how you will be, like if you join any organization, you'll be able to see like this is how we will be maintaining the work. So this is the task that I'm going to do. So let's click on that. It is not assigned to anyone. No, I can search for this person. I can assign it to him and click. Okay, the identity Avnish Yadav for field assigned to, it's not a scope of this organization. So it's right now, maybe it is outside. So I'll just try to assign to it cloud Indron. Click on save and close. So this is has been assigned, and this is how we can set other areas, like we can click add tag, we can set deadline. So there's so many things that normally in any organization you will be able to see. Comment wise, I can write like I have started working on this task, will update again once it is done, will update again once it is done. And there will be like expected deadline. So you can have like efforts, you can make write priority, you can write description. This is just for the like work management. Okay, so it's just like Jira. If you have Jira, this is also you can use. So I'll just give in the comment. So basically if you have more than one people working in your Azure Data Factory, you can create the task, you can like monitor the task, you can move it to do or done. Okay, so I think it's not that difficult. Okay, let's go back again to the Azure Data Factory. What we want to configure Git. So let's click on setup GitHub repo. That is going to ask like what kind of repository you want to set up. We'll choose Azure DevOps Git. Now this is tenant. We'll click on continue. That is going to ask for the repo. So I have Onion Cloud, the name of the project ADF pipeline, repository name ADF pipeline will. Okay, so there will be one branch named as a publish branch that will be created. So whenever we will do the any deployment, this is the branch through which deployment will happen. Okay, we'll click on apply. So collaboration branch name not provided. We'll create a new branch. We will write main. So within this branch, we will be doing the development. We click on apply. So it is applying. So we are configuring it as of now. So we'll click on save. So we have just configured Git. So this is where we can build our pipeline. Let's say we are going to create a pipeline, new pipeline, and the name of the pipeline we will write as port product. So this is what pipeline we have created. And we can click on save. We can also click on, okay, it got saved. So this got saved, and we can click on. Okay, so we are doing the work in main branch. So here this is how we can choose the branches. This is my main branch. We have saved the work, and we can also just check if something is getting generated here in our repo. So let's go to the repo. So this is the code just now it got saved in pipeline. We have created export product. This is what it is getting generated. So everything that you will do in the development in Azure Data Factory will be saved into Azure DevOps. So we have successfully connected. Hello everyone, my name is Onis, and in this video we will create an Azure Key Vault service. So let's try to create. So we'll search for, so let's go to the portal.azure.com. Here we will search for Key Vault, because we will keep our secret in Key Vault. So let's create a key vault. So this key vault will create into the resource group development environment. The name of this keyword I will give key vault. One key vault dev. A key vault dev neuron is already in use. Okay, fine. Right, key. Yeah, dev key neuron. Okay, vault. So this is a development environment key vault neuron. Okay. So this is a unique name because it always asks for the unique name. Or dev key vault, I will just give the name as dev key vault. It's already in use. I think I have to use iNeuron in that case because it has to be unique. Now it is unique. We'll choose the region as India, South India. Everything is fine. Let's click on review and create. So this is going to create an key vault. Within this key vault, we will keep our credentials. So credentials like database, MySQL database that we have created. Those connections, like those credentials, we have to save it into key vault, and from key vault we will securely access those credentials instead of saving those credentials directly in the ADF. I hope you got the point, like why it is needed. So this is all for this video. In next video we will add credentials, MySQL credentials into key vault. Hi everyone, my name is Onis. Welcome back again. In this video we will create database secrets into key vault. So let's search for key vault. So as of now we have created this key vault iNeuron. So let's go inside that. Now to add secrets, if you want to add any keys, go to the keys. So you can add keys, but we have to add some secrets. So we'll go to the secrets. You will click on generate and import secrets. Upload option is manual. The name of the secrets. So my secret will be user, like database username, or only the password. Okay, so I'll write database password. So database password I'll keep as a secret. And also you can set an expiration date. So it's set to 2025. That's fine, enabled. Okay, let's click on create. So I've created this database password, then this is fine. Apart from that, in access configuration we have to go to the access policies because we have to add this Azure Data Factory to access this key vault information. So we'll click on create. So what we want to secrets. Okay, we have added secrets, so we want it to fetch secrets, key permissions, everything. Let's give it, no problem at all. There are like permissions, what permission you want to give, so you can choose those permissions. So I've chosen those permissions. Click next. Now it is going to ask for the app. So just search for ADF Azure Data Factory Dev iNeuron. This is what we have created, so we'll click on that. So now this service can access this key vault. So internally it can access secrets that we have added there, and then click on create. So just now we have added this Azure ADF Dev iNeuron. So now we will be able to access these credentials. Even I have started. Okay, we make sure that your database server is up and running. So to check whether it is running or not, you can see, you can go to the page. It should visible as a stop. If there is if it is visible as a stop, that means it is already running. So you can stop it if you want, but right now it should be in the running state. Status, you can see that it's available. Now let's go and try to connect to the database. So to connection related things in ADF, we actually maintain it in the manage section. So this connection, let's try to create. So go to the manage. So to connect with any compute service or any data storage service in ADF, we have to go under manage sections, and basically we have to create a linked service. So let's click let's try to create one linked service. So right now we are searching for storage kind of stuff. So you can go to the databases. There are so many databases that we can connect. So let's try to connect with MySQL. So we'll search for MySQL database. You click on continue. Then you can just write MySQL database linked service. Okay, linked service. Now description, if you want, you can write server name. Okay, server name is quite easy. You can get it from there. So this is my server name. Copy it and paste it here. Then it is going to ask port is fine. Database name, you know, this is database. Okay, it is asking for the name of the database, and you know that we have created classic models database. Then it is asking for the username is Avian Yadav. Okay, we'll try to fetch the password from Azure Key Vault. So before we can use this password, we have to create a Key Vault link service. So let's cancel it as of now. First of all, we have to create a link service for Azure Key Vault. Then only we can use credentials from Key Vault. So search for Key Vault. So let's click on the Key Vault. So this is the Key Vault service, Key Vault linked service. Okay, then subscription project neuron, Key Vault name is this one, and let's click on. Okay, it is fine. Let's click on create. Now we've created successfully a Key Vault link service. Now we'll create a link service for MySQL connection. Okay, so we will be using Azure database for MySQL. Then this Azure MySQL database link service from Azure subscription. Yes, server name is this one. Database name is classic models. Username is okay. So this username, you can also try to add a dynamic like parameter. So you have to supply this username to the parameter. If you want, you can do that. So but for now I'll just try to hard code it. Okay, but if you want to add parameter, so you can definitely create a parameter here. So you can click on parameter, and here you can give the name of parameter like database user name. You can write MySQL database username, MySQL database username. Default value I can assign, and if you want, you can also provide later. So this is going to use this database name. Okay, and in Azure Key Vault, password is stored in Key Vault. Link service is Key Vault link service. Secret name is, it is loading right now. So we'll choose the secrets. Database password. Automatically it will take the latest version, and we'll click on test connection. Okay, fine. It is testing the connection. If everything fine, test connection successful, that means we are able to successfully connect to our MySQL database. Let's click on create. So just now we have created our Azure MySQL database link service. So this is easy. We have created the connections. Now let's try to, okay, so now before you can work with any file or any data store, you have to create a data set. So in author section, you'll find there is a data set. So first of all, to interact with any table, or if you want to write anything into Azure Blob Storage, so first of all you have to create a data set, and using that data set we can like read the data, or we can write the data. So this is why data set is required. Let's click on new data set. So here you can see that in pipeline activity and data flow, reference a data set to specify the location and structure of your data within a data store. So right now we are going to create a data set using Azure MySQL database. Click on continue. Then we can give the name. Let's say it is a product. Okay, product datasets. Product. Now it is going to ask for the service. So we are going to use Azure MySQL database link service. Now table name, it is going to ask for the table name. If you want, you can give the table name, or you can just try to refresh the table name. It is loading the table. Okay, so it has all the tables, so we will be using product table as of now. Okay, let's click on OK. Click on OK. So it is going to create a data set for us. So we have just successfully created one product table. The schemas, you can see these are the schemas from the table that we have in for, and description definitely you can write if you want. So now this data sets we can use it, and if you want we can export this data to any blob storage, so that is also fine. In next video we'll create a storage account and we will export this data into the Azure Blob Storage. Hi everyone, my name is Avnis, and in this video we will create storage account to store the data that we will export from MySQL database. So to create storage account in Azure, that to search for Azure like a storage account. So there are already existing storage account. We'll create simply a new storage account. So subscription, make sure that you choose your right subscription, then also right resource group, that is RGDev, because we are working in development environment. Now it is going to ask you the storage account name of storage account. You can give any name, it has to be unique. So I'll just simply give one name as storage account dev. So already taken. I'll also write my company name iNeural. So with this, I think we can see that we have successfully chosen a unique name. Region will choose South India. That's fine. Click next. I will also enable data lake storage Gen 2. Then next. Here we will specify for which environment we are creating. So we are creating it for the development environment. We'll click on review. It's running final validation. So if it's successful, then we can click on create button. So it started deploying our storage account. That means storage account will be created soon. So we need to wait for some time. You can see that it's deployment in progress. So within some time this storage account will be created. So in the next video, in next video we will start with the next topic. Hi everyone, welcome back again, and in this video we will create a link service for our storage account that we have created. So let's go to the data factory, then open your development Azure Data Factory, launch the studio. So in the previous videos we have already created some link services related to Azure Blob Storage. Sorry, this is what you might not have as of now. I simply delete it. Okay, so you have already this Azure MySQL Database link service as well as Key Vault link service. In this video we will create a link service for storage account so that we can store data directly into Azure Blob Storage. So let's click on plus. What do we want? We want to create an storage account for Azure Blob Storage, link service for Azure Blob Storage. So we'll click on that. And even this is like Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2. So let's click on this Azure Data Lake Gen 2, click on continue. Then it is going to ask you to choose the subscription. So let's choose the subscription as Project Neuron. Then storage account name is, so we have created this storage account dev iNeuron. I've chosen that. Let's click on test connection. So we have just successfully created a connection. Let's click on create button. Okay, so we have created this Azure Data Lake Storage, but I just wanted to edit the name once again. Sorry, it's not good. Let me delete it once again. I will just simply create it with the correct name, because we are following a best practice where I'm like using linked service, so that like when we will be building pipeline, we might be able to differentiate them properly. So take then Azure Data Lake. It will be Azure Data Lake Storage linked service. Storage subscription, storage account name, and then click on test connection. Once again click on create. So we have successfully created storage like Azure Data Lake Storage link service. I think now we have created successfully all the required link services. So we are going to start building our pipeline. So before we can build any pipeline, we need two things, like a link service that we have created, and also we need data flow, data sets. Data sets is like you have to create data set for your source as well as for your sink, like where you want to dump your data. So we'll create two data sets, one for MySQL and one for Azure Blob Storage. Let's click on new data sets. So what we want to create a data source for Azure MySQL, MySQL Azure database for MySQL. Let's click on continue. Then it is going to ask you the link service to like choose so that you can connect with the Azure MySQL database. We'll click on that. Then before we can proceed further, we will give a nice name for it, like MySQL data source dataset. Now it is going to ask you the name of the table, so we will not specify any specific table. We'll try to provide table name dynamically through the pipeline. So we'll keep as it is. We'll click on OK. So we successfully created one data set for MySQL. Similarly, we will also create one data set for Azure Blob Storage. Let's click on new data sets. Then we'll go for Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Click on next. So we basically want to save our data in which file format we can choose. Like there are so many file format available: Avro, binary, delimited, text file, Excel file, JSON file, ORC file, Parquet file, and XML file. What I think best will be Parquet. You can choose Parquet, or you can also choose JSON, because if you choose this kind of file format, you will also have the column information, metadata information. In Avro also you can get that information. We'll choose Parquet. We'll click on continue. The even Parquet is like efficient, as well as it is so compact, like it is going to take a very less space to store your data. We'll write Parquet file, Parquet sync file data set. Link service, we'll use Azure Data Lake Storage link service, and then it is going to ask you in where you want to store it. So we will create one folder in our storage account. Let's go to the resource. We'll click on containers. Within this container, I'll simply create one more container. The name of container will be classic model. Okay, classic models. So from this database only we are exporting the tables record. So I'll just click on create. So we have this classic models like container. Within this container, we'll try to export the data. So let's click on this. It is going to like fetch this container, and then we can click on OK. So we have this classic model, but this directory as well as this file will provide dynamically. So let's click on OK. So we have created a Parquet sync file system and MySQL data source dataset. So we have created these two required data sets. We also have created required link services. So in next video, we'll start testing whether we are able to copy any data or not. And if we will be able to copy it, then we can start building the pipeline. Hi everyone, welcome back again. So first of all, I just wanted to make sure that you, like, whenever you do any changes, click on save all button so that your changes will be saved to the Azure repo. So I'll also open dev.azure.com. This is our project in Azure DevOps, and we'll go to the repo, and here you can see that these are the link services that we have created, and these are the factory, these are the data sets that we have created. So everything is getting maintained here properly. That's why we have to click on save so that we will not lose any changes. Now let's try to create a one pipeline. To create a pipeline, you just need to hit enter, like click on this, click on new pipeline. So you can give a nice name to it. Let's click on export data to data, export MySQL data to Azure Data Lake Gen 2. This is what we have given a name for our pipeline. Description wise, we can mention like this pipeline exports data from MySQL database to Azure Data Lake Gen 2 on weekly basis, let's say weekly basis. So we can write some description about it. Annotation you want to give, you can give. It's a export pipeline. Export pipeline. We've given related information, nothing there. So we have created this one pipeline. Now what we wanted to move the data from MySQL database to Azure, like this Azure data lake. So we have like this for each activity. Why we will go with the for each activity, I'll just simply let you understand. The problem is that, see, whenever we run this script, we have like almost like there are so many tables are there. Let me open database. Click on, like we will open the same. I'll just try to connect it to the my database. Just connected. So I'll just first of all I'll show you the databases that we have. We have this many databases. So we are working with this classic model database. Let's click on, let's use that one. Classic models. So tables. So we have these many tables. So we cannot what I want to like using for each, I wanted to iterate through all these tables and then export them to the Azure data lake. So that is our task. So tables in classic models. Let's go. And in the for each, what this is going to copy or export each table from classic model database. Classic model database. This is my for each activity name. Then just click outside of this pan, and there are like few things that we can set. So what we want to create a parameters table names. Okay, table names. So this table name should be type of array. Table name should be type of array because we'll pass an array. And here in this default value will pass it, like let's say I just wanted to pass one table name, that is product. So I wanted to export this products table information and orders table information. Okay, we will also use order table information. We'll create two items within this. We'll test it. Okay, so we have created like we wanted to export this to two table information to the Azure data lake. So for that we have created this table name. I hope this is clear. Like we created one for each, like we have first of all we have created one pipeline. Then from the activities we are using for each activities, and in this for before we start with this for each activity, we are first creating one parameter where we will provide the table names, because this table name will iterate through each table name, and one by one we will fire the queries with these tables, and then we are going to fetch the data. So I hope the idea is pretty much clear to everyone. So it's right time for us to like go ahead and start implementing it. So let's try to add the activities. So what we will actually do inside this for each. So we will copy, like there is two way, like we can also parallelly count all the tables. Let's say if I'll write batch count as 2 or 3. So at the same time 2 to 3 tables will be copied to the like Azure data lake. But what we want to copy one table at a time. So we'll check sequential. Now it is going to ask you items. So from where you are going to fetch this item. So we'll click on add dynamic content. So this parameters, you can see that it is showing us table name. So we'll click on that table name. So you can see that it is taking @pipeline.parameter.table name. So we are reading. So that's why I have created here parameters, so that when we will work with for each activity, we will be able to fetch these table names one by one. Now we have set our for loop, let's say for each to iterate. We have already set now one variable. So now we have to add the activities. So what we want to do with these names, so let's try to click on add, and we want to copy the data. So I've just added one activity name is copy data. So let's click on this. So I've just double tapped on it. So you can click on that, you can double tap on it. So, or you can just double tap on this activity white section. It is going to visible like this. Let's click on this. Now what it is going to do, so this is going to copy data from table to Azure data lake. Hope it's clear. Now here are also you have to, if you want, you can set timeout. So right now it is set to 12 hours. So within 12 hours, if it will be complete, then fine. Like if in case of failure, how many times you want to retry, you can specify retry interval, like before it start the retry, how much time it should wait. So those information you can definitely specify. Then there is like source. So in source, like from where you want to copy the data, you already know that we have already created a data set. So let's choose MySQL data source. Now when this MySQL data source, so we will choose queries. In queries we'll try to generate these queries dynamically. So what we want, this is going to give us the name of the table, but we have to we have to prepare a select query. So to prepare a select query, there is a function in that is concatenate. So this is going to give us table name. So what we wanted to concatenate it with the select star from. Select star from. So this is going to concatenate the table name. So we will have this query select star from this table. Let's click on OK. So we have prepared our queries. Now our source is fine. In case of sync, where we want to dump our records, so we wanted to dump our record as Parquet file. Then there are other information like block size you can specify. So we will just write block size as 128. Okay, it should be between 4 to 100. So let's try to write block size as 64. And max concurrent connection, we can specify, or we can keep it optional. That is also fine, no problem at all, because it's not mandatory field. This is fine. So we have added our Parquet sync files datasets, but I think we forgot to add something in Parquet sync file system file datasets. So let's try to click on that Parquet sync file datasets. So we haven't specified directory as well as file name. So I'll create a variable for that. And we'll create a variable. We'll write folder name save, and here we will also specify file name. We'll create one more variable, that is file name. We'll click on save, and then we will use this file name. So now if I will go again into this pipeline in this copy data activity, so we will have now, see in sync it is asking for folder name as well as file name. But now how we are going to provide this information? So we will provide through a dynamic content. So what we will use this item, okay, so we will only we will export data like product table into the product folder. So this is how we will be exporting it. So this is what I will choose as a folder name, and file name we will use @concatenate, and here I will specify like extension of Parquet dot Parquet, and here we will specify item function. So whichever table we are exporting within that file, we will just try to export the information. Click on OK. So we prepared this one also. Now we have configured everything as it is required. Now I think we can click on save button. Okay, we have saved it, and when we can refresh this page, we will be able to see the factory within this. Okay, so in pipeline you can see that we have created one pipeline, and all this configuration is stored here. Now let's try to test whether it is working or not. So let's click on validate. Validation is fine. Let's click on debug. So in the debug, it is asking to provide the table name. So we'll go with the default values. As of now, it is testing. Later on, if it runs successfully, we can add all the name of tables. Click on OK. So it started running. You can see that it is starting copying data. Okay, so it gets successful copying data. Let's try it. It started with the next table information. We have to wait for some time, and this should be also completed successfully. Just click on refresh. Okay, all of them were run successfully. There is no problem at all. You can see that. Okay, we are able to copy data from this to this. How much DIU was used, everything we can see that. File written 1, the rows written 326 rows got written, the connection was 1. So this is how we exported the data. Here also we can check. So approximate 110 records exported. So with this I think we are good. Let's try to see whether we have data in storage account or not. So let's go to this storage account, home, resource group, storage account, rgdev. So we have this storage account area of dev ineuron, sorry, storage account dev ineuron. Within that we can go to the containers. So in classic models only we have exported data. You can see that there are folders, orders as well as products. So here we have this parquet file, and classic model we have product. So we are able to, you can see that we are able to export data successfully. So this is what we are expecting from our pipeline. Now it's quite simple. If you want to export all the records, so you can just copy the name of all these tables. Okay, let's copy it, name of the tables, and we'll just provide it to the array. So we will just copy all the data. These are the tables that we want to export, and let me try to use double quote. This is quite simple. Like we have successfully created one pipeline to export our all MySQL tables to the Azure Data Lake. This is what we will be using. If we copy it, I'll just quickly paste it here in this, and I will use all of them, and then we are going to pass it as a parameter variable. So let's click on this, click on that. Okay, in variables, in parameters, we will just provide all these values. So in default value, I have pasted all this information. Okay, sorry, one mistakes I have done. I haven't specified commas. Comma, 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 comma. Okay, fine. Paste in browser. Okay, next again. We'll just update these values once again. Yeah, so I pasted it. Now we have provided all tables. If we run it now, so it is going to export all data from all tables. So this is that simple. Now let's run it once again. Okay, now it is saying that it has some errors. Okay, fine. It has started running the pipeline. Okay, it will run. In meanwhile, we will just try to add few more things in this pipeline. So in user properties, if you want, you can add here. You can add something, some values. If you want, you can definitely add it. In copy activities also, you can, if you want, you can add informations. These are the user property setting activities. Okay, so this might be running. Let's click on this and this. So it is right now, it is running. You can see that some of the file is successfully ran. And we can also just try to keep on refreshing our storage account to verify whether it is working or not. So we'll go to the storage account, containers, classic models. Here you can see that it's like data, we are getting the data, folder is getting created. So we have to just wait for some more time. So all this MySQL data that we have will be exported here. Okay. So this is what we were building. With this, we are done with this project. In next video, I will tell you like how to create triggers, and I will also suggest you to do some modifications from your side to make this pipeline more realistic. Okay, this is all for this video. Let me just test it whether all of them ran successfully or not. Still, there are some tables that is I think running. It is running in progress. This is like there were total 9 tables, and in each table what was provided, you can see that this was the query which was provided, select stuff from customers. All this information you can definitely inspect what we got from them, like how data rate, data written, file written, all these things you can see that, and duration, for how much duration it ran. These things you can see, and you can see that it ran successfully even it is showing as green tick. So we have created this pipeline. So let's click on save so that we can save it. Okay, this is all for this video. In the next video we will create triggers, and I'll also give you some hint to do some modification in this pipeline. If you want, you can do that modifications. So we are done with this project. Hi everyone, welcome back again. My name is Avnish, and in this video we will modify our existing pipeline in a little bit more. Like we are just exporting entire table that is not good in production. Instead we are only interested in exporting data of particular interval instead of exporting our entire data, because in real time your data will be quite used. You cannot export all data. So what we will be doing, so let me just try to make you understand. So my idea is quite simple. So let's say we have this product table. So within each table, I will just take with the one example. This is product table. Within this table, what we are doing, we are adding one more column. That is, so using this query you can add the columns in product table. So we are going to add one more column as a updated date. So this updated date will have some records in the table. So I have already did it. I'll just quickly show you. So this is our table. Select updated date from products, and then limit 5. Only 5 records I want to see. Okay, it's updated date. So like right now we have prepared query like select star from products, but now what I want you to prepare, like where you have to add this constraint, update underscore date should be greater than current there will be some date. Okay, so it should be greater than that specific date. So there has to be some date, and it has to be more than that date. So that is our idea, and this is what I will be expecting from you all to build it. So we'll see like how we can do that, but I'm considering that this task will be done by you. Okay, let me try to write it for other table from for me only. Okay, copy it. Yeah, so I will just try to write query for all of them. So alter table these are the table. Sorry. I'm just trying to prepare query at once. Hmm, okay. So we wanted to alter all these tables, and we wanted to add one column name as updated date, and then I wanted to add date time as field and default as no. So this is what we want to build. So in product tables, I have already done that. I'll just simply drop that column from this. So alter table product table products, drop column name is updated underscore date. Yes, I have deleted that column. Now let's run these scripts. Okay, I think there is some mistakes we are doing. Yes, fine. We'll copy one by one. Run all of them at once. We'll paste it. So it's done. For the next table also, I will do it. So we are doing this column because we wanted to run our pipeline so that we can prevent exporting entire record at a time. That's why we are doing it. I hope you understand that. Okay, we will not work with this export management table. We will drop this table, don't worry. Let's copy it and paste it here. It's giving us error because there is space. Yeah, fine. We'll add for the order details. It's simple steps, you can do it. We are also doing it. Let me paste it once again. Done. And there is a space. Yeah. So we have done that this information. Copy it and paste it once again. So for all of these tables we are doing it. We are adding one more column. Yeah. Done. Right. We'll add one more. So we are done. Now we have added successfully for each table. So let's try to, if you want to check, you can just check all these tables. So let's say describe payments just to check. Okay. So you can see that we have all these select star from payments limit 5 So we have all this table, along with we also have this updated date. So on this, now what we want to create one more table now in this database. So let's try to create one more table. So I create table, uh, export log, let's say export log, and we are going to create some id as int primary key. So let's try to like search for syntax MySQL create table syntax with primary key. Okay, so this is primary key, and this is for MySQL. Create table MySQL with auto increment primary key. So what I want to create a table where auto increment ID should be there. Okay, so this kind of like constraint we want to add. So let's try to write. Okay, this will be like export log ID. This is the name of export log table. Export log table. It should be not null auto increment, and this is a primary key. Then we will have this start date, date time, then end date as date time, and then we will also have one more field as a status as you can say int. We'll keep like values as 0, 1 and 2. 0 means it is running, 1 means it is, let's say it is failed, and 2 means it is successful. Or we can, yeah, so this is fine, 0 1 2. This meaning we can just try to create a status table. So create table status. Here I will just try to add again status underscore id, status id int not null, auto increment primary key. At the same times we also want to add meaning. So status text should be a varchar field of at least 20. Yeah. So in this table, what we want to insert. So insert into table status. We want to insert okay. Now it doesn't matter what information we're going to like insert. Let's just try to insert like 1 2 3. So we will insert in one. We will insert as in running. So to tables status values, and then this will be like failed one, and then we will also insert one more. This will be like successful. Yeah. So we'll just first of all we'll create this table. Let's paste it here. You have an error in the SQL manual corresponding. So this is showing that there is error. Okay, so spelling is quite wrong. I have given wrong spelling. It should be a null. This was my mistake. So let me just create this table first. Okay, paste. We have created table. Now we will insert the records one by one. Now it is giving us error table status. Okay, so this table is like not a right syntax. You do not need to write table when you are writing like insert query. So This is what we want to insert. Okay, column does not match. Let's try to write status. In this status, what we want to run, what we want to insert, status text. Okay, now if I write select star from status, so there is like one that is running. Same goes for other. So we will also write name of column, that is status text. Same goes here, text. Same goes here, values. We will insert for second rows. We'll also insert one more rows. Now let's make query it once. Select star from status. So we have this three status 1 to 3 running, failed and successful. Now this is done. We'll try to create now export log table. Now there is an error that's corresponding to right not null auto increment primary key. Yeah, there has to be space here at least. Still there is error. Okay, there is one additional comma that is not required. I hope this time it will run successful. Okay, so we have created this export log table. So every times whenever we are going to whenever we are going to start this process, we will just try to insert one entry here or one insert statement in this table, and then we'll run our pipeline. Once it is successful, we'll also write in time, and also we'll just update the status. Along with that, I think we need to add one more column as a from date, that is date time, and in date, that is again date time. So this is what we want to add. Simply drop it once more. Drop table export log. Yeah, let's create it once again. Yeah, there is again error. We forgot to mention comma. Here int status int, then there has to be comma. Okay, from date and to date. Okay, instead of in date, we will have like to date column. To date and from date. To date and from date. Yeah, we've created table. Let's try to write queries. Let's start from export log. There is no record. So now we will, first of all, whenever we will start running pipeline, first of all we'll try to fetch from date and to date, and based on this from date and to date, we'll try to prepare our queries, and then whenever we'll start again, we'll all keep on updating this from date to date every times, so that we can export only a interval of data. So I think you got the idea here clear. Let's say we are exporting data from 23 to 24. So next time whenever I will run, I'll take this as from date, and the current date at whichever date this my pipeline is running, let's say 25. So we'll export data for 24 to 25. So we'll keep the track, okay, how much, like what data we are exporting. So this is what we will be doing. So we have created all the necessary tables. Okay, so don't worry, I'll share this code so that you can run it. See you in the next video, where we will try to start implementing logging inside our Azure Data Factory pipeline.